Hello, fragrance friends. Welcome to my channel. Danielle here, the olfactory therapist. Really excited to just share a quick video with you today, comparing and contrasting two fragrances from the same house and the same line, but are just different enough to warrant owning both of them. So, let me introduce to you Gucci Guilty Love Edition from last year, the original, and Gucci Guilty Love Edition 2021 from this year. So these fragrances are exciting for me. I like them. For designer fragrances, I think they're well composed and they're really pretty, and they definitely bring something to the fragrance market that makes them worth owning. So last year, when I was strolling around the store because I needed another fragrance, obviously, I found this guy and I was not disappointed at all. So the original Gucci Guilty Love Edition contains a lot of notes that I find appealing in a fragrance. At the top, there is raspberry and narcissus and bergamot, some aquatic notes, and also some grapefruit. So you've got that citrusy like bite to the fragrance that makes it appealing, but also really good for a couple of different seasons. Because as you work your way through the note composition, on the mid, you've got violet, some other types of flowers, and also jasmine sambac to warm up some of that citrusiness from the top notes. But on the other hand, there's also a really prevalent powdery note in this fragrance, which is noted in some of the reviews of the fragrance. It's definitely a powdery composition, this fragrance. So if you're not into powdery fragrances, you won't like this. On the base, again, musk, patchouli, and amber. Pretty common base notes for a fragrance like this, especially one that leads with a lot of citrus and fruit and florals. This is the initial bottle, the first one that came out last year. Gucci Guilty Love Edition's pink. Got a nice frosted glass top here. I think it's a really pretty bottle. And the fragrance smells good. I wore it a lot last year from the time that I purchased it in maybe late January, early February until maybe early spring. You can't really tell because it doesn't look a lot's missing. But I'm not a heavy sprayer, so you wouldn't really know. It takes me a lot to get through a bottle of fragrance because I'm really light on the sprays. So Gucci Guilty Love Edition, the original. Now let's compare that to Gucci Guilty Love Edition 2021, which came out this year. So in this fragrance, the composition's a little different. It's lacking some of the powderiness that the initial fragrance did, and it also doesn't have quite as much of the muskiness to it that this fragrance has. So on the top of this fragrance, you've got mandora, you've got bergamot, and pink pepper. So some of that citrus without the floral. You've got a citrus top with some pink pepper for a little bit of bite, and then in the middle you've got lilac, violet, and geranium. So what's interesting about this is that they added in violet and lilac together, which I think is a really nice composition. Both of those fragrances together smell really good for me. Geranium, on the other hand, though, I think I just recently received my very first geranium fragrance. And for me, a geranium fragrance, geranium in a fragrance is really good at kind of neutralizing the fragrance. It kind of brings down some of the sweetness, some of the floralness of a fragrance, makes it a little bit more wearable, a little bit less potent. So I just received, not that long ago, Decisions by Imaginary Authors, and that's a really heavy geranium fragrance. So it's hit or miss with geranium, honestly, for me anyway. And in the base, it's missing some of the musk that the other one has. It's got a base of patchouli and amber. So this is this year's bottle. I don't like some things about the bottle as much as I like about the other ones, but I also like some things about this bottle that the other one doesn't have, if that makes sense. So this is the bottle. It's different. You can see it's like more of a cream color, more of a neutral color with a clear top up here. And then right here on the bottom, it says we are not together, but we should be. So a perfect ode to 2020 and the times that we've spent apart from each other. So this fragrance definitely smells similar to the original one, but it's different enough to warrant, I think, having both of them. Again, this is definitely more powdery and floral. This is still floral, but a little bit less aggressively floral because of that geranium note in there, which takes it from kind of being more of a feminine, super hyper feminine floral like this one to more of an almost like unisex wearable feminine, non-feminine floral on this one. Although I think this is still a fragrance that most women would prefer to wear. It's still a little bit less aggressively girly than this one, even coming down to the bottle. So that's my review on these two fragrances, my pedestrian one take reviews. So if you have any questions about it, feel free to leave them in the box below. If you've used both of these and you have opinions on them, I'd love to hear those too. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I know it's been infrequent that I've made videos lately, but I'm working on it, I promise. It's just been a really busy time for me. So like and subscribe and keep watching for more content coming up in the next couple of weeks. I hope wherever you are, you're happy, healthy, and joyful. And maybe you're lucky and you've got a beautiful blanket of snow outside, which here in Virginia is like an inch. So there you go. Have a great one. Bye.